Fox folks inside Fox, the hosts, the management knew they were broadcasting lies to their audience in the wake of the 2020 election, but they did it anyway and continue to do it to keep their viewers and their shareholders happy. Now, of course, patient zero of the big lie that Fox spread far and wide was Donald Trump. But to the extent there was some initial actual source, some plausible origin of the "it was stolen, it was rigged" lie, it turns out it was just one apparently disturbed person. And we now have a copy of the email. This is the email that Sidney Powell, that's the Trump lawyer who is largely responsible for spreading election conspiracy theories, forwarded to Fox host Maria Bartiromo. This was written by a person who goes by the name Mars, and it's long. I won't read all of it to you, but this person claims that they can, quote, "time travel in a semi-conscious state. When I'm awake, I see what others don't see and hear what others don't hear. The wind," capitalized, "tells me I'm a ghost, but I don't believe it." Now, Mars goes on to make outlandish claims about Dominion voting machines in particular. I'll quote a little bit here. "A piece of code was inserted such that once ballots were fed into the database for tabulation, up to 3% of votes from Mr. Trump would automatically switch to Mr. Biden. This was capped at 3% because it was supposedly determined that anything higher than that would raise suspicions. That 3% would be enough to tip a tight race." They also throw in a deranged story about Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, saying that, and again I quote here, "he was purposefully killed at the annual Bohemia Grove camp, a club for members of the mega group, during a week-long human hunting expedition." Now, I gotta say, in journalism, you get stuff like this all the time, and people will track you down, they'll send you letters or emails with this kind of thing, and you learn to basically disregard it. And that brings me to one of the many thoughts I have on this whole thing. Now, it is hard to decide which kind of reaction to this is worse. Now, there are people, and we see from the evidence in this suit, within Fox News with enough functioning, baseline cognitive and critical faculties to be able to tell the person who talks to the wind and can time travel may not be the most credible source for such a wild accusation, but still decided to go along with it anyway because that is what their audience wanted to hear. That's one category. That includes people like Fox host Tucker Carlson and News Corporation Chairman Rupert Murdoch. And then there are those who apparently bought it, like earnestly. Maria Bartiromo, host of a morning show on Fox Business and Fox News, seems to be in that latter category. She was one of Fox's biggest promoters of the big lie, and I have to say, credit where due, I guess. Based on this new evidence, she wasn't lying. It wasn't in bad faith. Apparently, she truly believed it. In a text conversation with former Trump advisor and podcast host Steve Bannon on November 10, 2020, Bartiromo wrote, quote, "OMG, I'm so depressed, I can't take it. I want to see massive fraud exposed. Will he be able to turn this around? I told my team we are not allowed to say Pres-elect at all." Bannon replies, 71 million voters will never accept Biden. This process is to destroy his presidency before it starts, if it even starts. That's an interesting tell, isn't it? Bartiromo writes, "But I'm scared and sad." Well, sometimes we all are. And Bannon replies, "You are our fighter. Enough of the sad, we need you." The real key to this whole story, to all of it, and again, we're just going through the hundreds of pages of documents right now in real time, I think is revealed by this exchange. It's Maria Bartiromo's producer, and it's a text exchange on November 29th. The producer writes to Bartiromo, quote, "To be honest, our audience doesn't want to hear about the peaceful transition." Aha. This is basically the Rosetta Stone that translates why Fox did what it did. Because that producer who wrote that is 100% correct. The viewers did not want Fox to tell them the truth, that Donald Trump lost the election. Maria Bartiromo understood that, as did Rupert Murdoch, Fox CEO Suzanne Scott, all the other hosts from Sean Hannity to Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham. Their audience did not want to hear about, and I quote again, "a peaceful transition of power to Joe Biden," and so Fox made sure they didn't hear about it. And guess what? We didn't get a peaceful transition for the first time since Fort Sumter.